Welcome again. We are in Joshua 15. Yes, we are. So get your Bible ready, get your paper ready, get your pen ready so you can take some notes. Let's follow along with me as I read to you Joshua 15. May the Lord bless you and keep you and watch over you. May you continue to do the work of the Lord through good time, through hard time, tribulation time, all the time. Don't let nothing hinder you from doing the work of the Lord. Amen. Last week, I had stopped doing the work for a while. But guess what? Because my brother died, somebody murdered him. But the work of the Lord still got to come because still have to continue. We still have to teach people the word. So let's continue with the reading. Okay? We're in Joshua 15. The lot for the tribe of the people of Judah, according to their families, reached southward to the boundary of Edom, to the wilderness of Zin, at the farthest south. And their south boundary ran from the end of the Dead Sea, from the bay that faced southward. It goes out southward of the asset of Aquabin, passes along to Zin, and goes up south of Kadesh Barnea, along by Hezron up to Abda. Make a turn to Karka, passes along to Asman, goes out by the Wadi of Egypt, and comes to its end at the sea. This shall be your south boundary, and the east boundary is the Dead Sea, to the mouth of the Jordan, and the boundary on the north side run from the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan. Verse 6. And the boundary goes up at Hoglah and passes along north of Beth Arabah, and the boundary goes up to the stone of Boren, Reuben's sons. And the boundary goes up to Debir from the valley of Achsah, and so northward, turning toward Gilgad, which is opposite the asset of Adamnon, which is on the south side of the valley. And the boundary passes along to the waters of Eshemesh, waters of Un-Shemesh, and ended at Rogel. Then the boundary goes up by the valley of the son of Hinnom at the south slope of the Jebusite, that is Jerusalem. And the boundary goes up to the top of the mountain that lies over against the valley of Hinnom on the west, at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. Then the boundary extends from the top of the mountain to the spring of the water of Naphtali, and from there to the towns of Mount Ephron. Then the boundary bend around to Bala, that is Kirith Jearim. Verse 10. And the boundary circles west of Bala to Mount Seir, passes along the northern slope of Mount Jearim, that is Shesalon, and goes down to Beth Shemesh, and passes along by Timnah. The boundary goes out to the slope of the hill north of Ekron. Then the boundary bends around to Shikaren and passes along to Mount Bala, and goes out to Jabneel. Then the boundary goes to an end at the sea, and the west boundaries from the Mediterranean with its coast. That is the boundary surrounding the people of Judah according to their families. Verse 13. According to the commandments of the Lord of Joshua, of the Lord to Joshua, he gave to Caleb, son of Jephunneh, a portion among the people of Judah, Kiriath Abba, that is Hebron. Abba was the father of Anak. 14. And Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai, the descendants of Anak. From there he went up against the inhabitant of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kirith Sefer. And Caleb said, whoever attack Kiriath Sefer and take it to him, I will give my daughter Achsah as wife. Othniel, son of Kenah, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him his daughter Achsah as wife. When she came to him, she urged him to ask her father for a field, and she dismounted from her donkey. Caleb said to her, what do you wish? She said to him, give me a present, since you have set me in the land of the Negev. Give me spring of water as well. So Caleb gave her the upper spring and the lower spring. Verse 20. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Judah, according to their families. The town belonging to the tribe of the people of Judah in the extreme south, toward the boundary of Edom, were Hazir, Edir, Jagur, Kina, Zimona, Adada, Kedesh, Hazor, Ishna, Ziph, Telem, Bila, Hazor, Hadattah, Kerioth Zeren, that is Hazar, Aman, Shema, Molada, Hazar Kada, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazar Shuel, Beersheba, Beziothia, Bala, Lin, Izem, El Tola, Shesil, Homa, Zikla, Mana, Sem Sona, Le Boa, Shilem, Aim, and Remen. In all 29 towns with their villages. 33. And in the lowland, Eshtuel, Zoah, Eshna, Zonoah, Ganen, Tapua, Hinam, Jumat, Adulam, Sokor, E, Zeka, Shimwem, E, Adithem, Gedoah, Gedo, Wothiam. 13 towns with their villages. Zina, Hadassah, Migdal Gad, Dilah, Mizpeh, Kothel, Lakshin, Bohath, Eglon, Kaban, Laman, Shitlish, Gedoroth, Beth Dogon, Nama, and Makkedah. 16 towns with their villages. Libnah, Ether, Ashman, Ita, Ashna, Nezib, Kila, Azib, and Masha, 9 towns with their villages. Ekron, with its dependencies and its villages, from Ekron to the sea, all that were near Ashdod with their villages, Ashdod and its town with its villages, Gaza, its town and its villages, to the Wadi of Egypt, to the great sea with its coast, and in the hill country, Shamir, Jatir, so-called Dana, Kiriath Sana, that is the Bib, Anab, Eshtoma, Anim, Goshen, Holan, Giloth, 11 towns with their villages, Arab, Duma, Eshran, Janim, Beth-Tapua, Epukah, Hapta, Kiriath Abba, that is Hebron, and Zior, 9 towns with their villages, 55, Moa, Kamel, Ziph, Jipta, Jeriel, Kadim, Hanoah, Hain, Gibor, Gibib, and Timnah, 9 towns with their villages, Halhul, Bezu, Gedor, Mara, Beth Anoth, and El Tekon, 6 towns with their villages, Miriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 towns with their villages, 61. In the wilderness of Beth Araba, Midam, Sekah, Sekaka, Nibshan, the city of salt, and Jedi, 6 towns with their villages. But the people of Judah could not drive out the Jebusite, the inhabitant of Jerusalem. So the Jebusite live with the people of Judah and Jerusalem to this day. Now, it's interesting that they could not drive the people out of the town. Yes. Now, we're going to learn why they could not drive the people out of the town. So, let's get ready for the explanation, right? The explanation is going to be very nice and short. The reading is not that long. So, let's start. Okay? Verse 1 to 63. Judah gets pride of place and description of territories in Canaan. Description of territories in Canaan. Now, verse 1 to 12. Talk about the boundaries of Judah. The Judah's boundary. Now, verse 1 to 4. Talk about Judah's south boundary, running east to west, and similar to Nam. Okay? Now, I want you to open up to Numbers, the book of Numbers. We'll open up to verse 34. Okay? Verse 34. It's not that long. So, let me go back. Verse 34. I want you to read verse 3 to 6 of Numbers 34. Your south sector shall extend from the wilderness of Zin along the side of Edom. Your southern boundary shall begin with the end of the Dead Sea on the east. Your boundary shall turn south of the accent of Aquaban and cross to Zin, and his other limit shall be south of Kadesh Barnea. That is, then he shall go to the Hazar Adah and cross to Esmon. Number 5, the boundary shall turn from Esmon to the Wadi of Egypt, and its termination shall be at the sea. Verse 6, from the western boundaries you shall have the great sea and its coast. These shall be your western boundaries. Okay? That is the territories of Judah. Okay? It went from the east to the west. It's similar to what we read in Numbers 34, verse 3 to 6. Now, okay? Now, now, let me give you a description of verse 5 to 11. Verse 5 to 11. The north border with Benjamin is reported in great detail from the east to west and coincide also with chapter with 18. It coincide also with 18. Chapter 18, verse 15 to 19. Okay? Verse 15 to 19. Let me read verse 15 through 19, verse 18 through 19 for you. That's Joshua 15, verse 5 to 11. Please read that on your own because I just read that to you a few minutes ago. So let me read 18 to 15 to 19 for you now so you can see the similarities of what it says. The southern side begins at the outskirts of Kirith Jearim, and the boundary goes from there to F1, to the spring of the water of Nephtorah. Then the boundary goes down to the border of the mountain that overlooks the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is at the north end of the valley of Rephaim. And it then goes down the valley of Hinnom, south of the slope of the Jebusite, and downward to Rogel. Then it bends in a northerly direction, going on Shemesh, and from there goes to Galilee, which is opposite the exit of Adomin. Then it goes down to the stones of Bohan, Reuben's son, verse 18, and passes on the north of the slope of Beth Araba, and goes down to the Araban. Okay? Goes down to the Araban. One more verse. Then the boundary passes on to the north of the slope of Beth Hogla, and the boundaries end at the northern bay of the Dead Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. That this is the northern border. Okay? That is the northern border. Now, description of the northern border carefully skirts Jerusalem on the south. Okay? Now, we want to talk about that was the boundaries for Judah. Okay? Verse 1 to 12 talk about the boundaries of Judah, where the territories of Judah is going to be at. It's at right now. Now, verse 13 to 19 talk about the land great of Achsah. Okay? Now, this this resumption and partial repetition of Caleb acquisition of Hebron, we talk about that in Joshua 14, verse 6 to 12. Please go back and read that and listen to that video and open up your Bible to that verse as you follow the video. Okay? Joshua 14, verse 6 to 12. And its sequel interrupts the cartographic descriptions. Right? So, let's do verse 14. That was an overview of 13 to 19. Now, verse 14 talk about Shisha, Akena, and Talmai. Not clearly Semitic. These names probably came to Canaan with an early wave of sea people. These names are not from the tribes of Judah. These names come from people from long time ago who happened to come to that land. Okay? Remember, those people were nomad, travel everywhere. They didn't really stay put. Now, verse 15. Debir, Debir. If you go back with me to Joshua 14, not Joshua 14, Joshua 10, I'm sorry, Joshua 10. If you go back to Joshua 10 and read along with me on verse 36 to verse 9 to verse 39, verse 36 to verse 39, and you will see what I mean. Okay? Then Joshua went up with all Israel from Eglah unto Hebron. They assaulted it, and took it, and struck it with the edge of the sword, and its king and its town, and every person in it, and left no one remaining, just as he had done to Eglon, and utterly destroyed it with every person in it. 38. Then Joshua with all Israel turned back to Debir and assaulted, and he took it with its king and all its town. They struck them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed every person in it. He left no one remaining, just as he had done to Hebron, and he had done to Libnah and his king. So he did to Debir and his king. Okay? Now, when you go back for the review of chapter 10, verse 36 to 39, go back to chapter 10 video and listen to that description. Let me give you a rough overview of it. Okay? When you go back to Joshua 14, if you go move forward to Joshua 14, verse 15, verse 6 to 15, right? Caleb, Caleb is credited with victory at Hebron. At Hebron. we are reading Joshua 15, verse 13 to 14. So if you read Joshua 15, verse 13 to 14, you will see that. But Joshua, but Judah, and generally gets the credit, right? Judah gets the credit for it. Let me read to you Joshua 15, verse 13 to 14. According to the commandments of the Lord to Joshua, he gave to Caleb's son of Jephunneh a portion among the people of Judah, Kiriath Abba, that is Hebron. Abba was the father of Anak. 14. And Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Sheshai, Ami, Ahiman, and Talmai, the descendant of Anak. Okay? But when you look, you see that Judah, you see that Judah instead of Caleb and general get the credit for that. When you look, move up to Judges 1, verse 10. Let me move up to Judges 1, verse 10 for you and read that verse. Huh? Judah went against the Canaanite who lived in Hebron. The name of Hebron was formerly Kawit Abba, and they defeated Sheshai and Ahimah and Talmai. You see, Caleb got the glory for it back in, get the credit for it back in um, Joshua 14, verse 6 to 15, and also in Joshua 15, verse 13 to 14. But it was Judah in general who get the credit in Judges 1, verse 10. It is likely that town changed hands more than once. The specification, the specification, its town's satellite village is made only for Hebron and Debir. The former remain archaeological little known to continuous modern occupation. The name of the beer was formerly Karit Sephir. When you look at Judges 1, verse 11, which may be read as town to the treaty Stele, suggesting something of a southern counterpart to the role of Shechem in the north, right? When you look at then when you look at Joshua 8, verse 30 to verse 35, right? And also when you look at Joshua 24, Debir is probably the small hill country site of Shebet Rabad, where again only restricted area could be excavated, but no but, but no pertinent description stratum has been found. Right? So when you look again, let's look again at Numbers 1, verse 11. From there they went against the inhabitant of Debir. We just talked about that name. The name of the beer was formerly Kiriath Sephir. Kiriath Sephir. Right? Now, let's continue. Let's continue. Continue on. Hmm? Let's continue on. Verse 15. Verse 16. Verse 16 to 19. When, let me go back. Let me go back. I'm going way too far. Let me get back to 13 to 15. Verse 13 to 15 of Joshua 15, it parallels what happened in Joshua 14, verse 16, verse 6 to 15. Please read that verse. Okay? Please read Joshua 14, verse 6 to 15, because I just read part of it for you and watch the video forward, please. Uh, Now, the story of Othniel, that's Othnil, Othniel, and Achsah, that's Achsah, is repeatedly, is repeatedly, is repeated nearly verbatim in Judges 1, verse 12 to 15. Okay. And also, if you look at Deuteronomy 2, I know I did the introduction for you long time ago, Deuteronomy. Please go back to that introduction video that I did for you. It will explain a little bit more. Verse 12 to 15. Let me read that for you. Verse 12 to 15. Then Caleb said, whoever attacked Kiriath Sephir and take it, I will give him my daughter Achsah as wife. And Othniel, son of Kenah, Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him his daughter Achsah as a wife. Then, when she came to him, she urged him to ask her father for a field, as she dismounted from her donkey. Caleb said to her, what do you wish? And she said to him, give me a present, since you have set me in the land of the Negev. Give me also Kolof Maen. So Caleb gave her upper Gilot and lower Golot. Okay? Now, other Ashak, Ashak hopes her husband to ask for a field. Nothing of this sort apparently happened. Okay? Instead, she herself goes on the request spring of water from her father because her land is arid. She called it land. She called it land of the Negev. Negev is arid territory. Sasha's story parallel when you look at Judges 1, verse 10 to 15. Read Judges 1, verse 10 to 15. Okay, we just read part of it for you. Explain why the Othniel clan control both Debir and two springs associated with Hebron. Okay? Now, verse 20 to verse 26. We talk about the town of Judah. The towns of Judah. The list of towns belonging to Judah organized into districts is probably based on the later administrative organization in the kingdom of Judah. When you look at 1 King 4, verse 7 through 19, you have a similar list covering the entire country from the reign of Solomon. From the reign of Solomon. Now, now, in verse 20, let's do verse 20. This is the inhabitants of the tribe of Judah according to their families. This description was taken from an authentic source, cataloging the administrative district of the kingdom of Judah. The remainder of this list was used to portray Benjamin in Joshua 18, verse 21 to 28. Now, let's go down to 32. 21 to verse 32. Okay? Districts are grouped and labeled geographically. The first district is in the south at verse 21, right? Hebron, the Negev. Now, each district concludes within enumerations of towns with their villages and verse 32. Okay? Verse 32, read that to you. Okay. Leboath, Shimlon, Aim, Rimmon, and all 29 towns with their villages. Okay? Good. 33 to verse 33 to verse 44. Three districts are in the lowland. Hebron, Shephelah. Three districts, three different kind of town. Okay, now verse 44 to verse 45 to verse 47. This district is Philistine's town. Goes does not follow the pattern and was not part of the original source documents. It did not follow the pattern and was not part of the original source document. Verse 48 to verse 60. You could see that all the districts or the towns were also in the hill country, right? All the districts, all the towns were in the hill country. Verse 61 to verse 62. One district is in the wilderness. Only one. Okay? In the wilderness, Beth Araba, Midah, Sekaka, Nibsha, the city of Saul, and Jedi, 6 towns with their villages. Verse 63. But the people of Judah could not drive out the Jebusite, the inhabitant of Jerusalem. So the Jebusites lived with the people and of Judah and the city and Jerusalem to this day. Okay? Verse 63, verse 63. Jerusalem became part of Israel only under David. Can't wait to get to that. That's in 2 Samuel 5, verse 6 to 9. Okay? 2 Samuel 5, verse 6 to 9. Okay? Jebusite, the pre-Israelite name of Jerusalem. We've been saying Jebusite a long time, conquering the people of Jebusite, people of Jerusalem, right? The pre-Israelite name of Jerusalem was Jebus, that Jubus, Jebus. Okay? If you go back, if you go back to Joshua 13, verse 13, you will see what I mean. Okay? Now, Joshua 13, verse 13. Let me get that. Yet the Israelites did not drive out the Gershurites or the Maccasites, but Gerher and Makkah live with Israel to this day. Now, the first of a series of explanatory statements faulting various tribes for failure to achieve total conquest. That's when Joshua 15, verse 63. Okay? They didn't achieve total conquest. That's why they still live among them to this day. Okay, they had partial conquest. Also, Joshua 16, verse 10, Joshua 17, verse 12 to 13, and Judges 1, verse 19, verse 21, verse 27, and also verse 30, verse 27 to all the way to verse 35 of Joshua 1. Okay? No? Now, it's like it's contrary to the summary plans found elsewhere. You say elsewhere they had their conquest, but guess what? He didn't conquer all those partial conquests because they still live among them until King David. Until King David on 2 Samuel 5, verse 6 to 9. Let me read 2 Samuel 5, verse 6 to 9 for you so you could understand how they got conquered, right? How did they conquer? 2 Samuel 5. Now, the king and his men marched to Jerusalem against the Jebusite, the inhabitant of the land. He who said to David, "You will not come in here," even the blind in the land would turn you back, thinking David cannot come in here. Verse 7. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, which is now the city of David. David had said on that day, "Whoever will strike down the Jebusite, let him get up the water shaft to attack the land and the blind, those whom David hates. Therefore, it is said, the blind and the lame shall not come into the house. Verse 9. David occupied the stronghold and named it the city of David. David built the city all around from the Milo inward, and David became greater and greater, and the Lord and the God of hosts was with him. Yes, David won. Now, this is how the Jebusite got conquered. 2 Samuel 2, verse chapter 5. Okay? Now we're going to do Joshua 16 next. So keep on watching. Share the video, like the video, subscribe to our page so you could know when we upload it. Okay? May the glory of God be with you, protect you, watch over you, guide you, shield you from all harm, and come back again. Take a day. The Sabbath is coming soon. This is what, Wednesday night? The Sabbath is coming soon. Take that day. Watch the videos from Genesis to where to where the last video is. Listen to some of the lectures on New Testament to learn about the land of Canaan and what the Bible says. Okay? So you could grow in the faith. Grow and keep on trusting in God. And everything that you do, put God first. Peace be unto you. Shalom.